Hi there. Happy Tuesday and welcome to our first day of SEO for beginners. I am your host, Rachel Lindhagen, and I'm so excited to have you with me here this week. So as you know, this is a multi-day training class. We're going to meet each weekday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at the same time, which is 10 a.m. Mountain Time, 9 a.m. Pacific, 11 Central, and noon Eastern. And we're going to talk hopefully 30 to 60 minutes about SEO and content marketing and how you can get started with SEO for your website so that you can get more traffic, you can get found by the right people on Google, and you can really help your business grow using a fantastic organic marketing channel. So that's what we're going to cover this week. We're going to dig into what SEO is and how it works today. We're going to look at keywords tomorrow. I'm going to walk you through exactly how to do it step by step on Thursday. And I'm going to show you what it looks like, all the things we're doing for SEO. I'm going to show you what they look like so that you can understand what you're doing and what it looks like to the customer who is on the other side of the computer screen looking for you. And then on Friday, I'm super excited. We're going to do live SEO website reviews. So if you're curious how your website is doing for SEO right now, be sure and join me live on Friday so that you can have me take a look at it with you and give you some feedback and help give you some guidance so that you know kind of what your next steps are to start working with SEO for your business. All right. So my promise to you is join me this week. Give me 30 to 60 minutes each day, and I'm going to teach you how to get started with SEO. Whether you're someone who's tried SEO in the past and it didn't work, or you're brand new to it, or you've been listening to the podcast or reading the blog, or you're on my email list, you've got a little bit of a basic background and understanding. And this week, I really want to take that and expand it out more to really truly help you. And then if you're ready, you can't hear me. Okay, let me see what's going on. Thank you for letting me know. Is anyone else having a hard time hearing me? It's plugged in. It should be working. All right. Let me try. You can hear me fine. Okay. Lorraine, go ahead and check on your end. Okay, it sounds like it's on your end. Okay, thank you, ladies. I appreciate it. That about gave me a little heart attack. Lorraine, go ahead and try it again and see if you're able to hear it. Maybe there's a mute or you need to even pop up the volume on your end, maybe. Okay, so, all right. Moving back in, I'm going to ask that you turn off all distractions. So do as I've done and put your phone and your computer on silent, close out your inbox, all of that, because this is going to be a lot easier for you if you're able to focus. Grab your notebook, your pen and paper, because you are going to want to jot some things down because there's a lot that we're going to talk about today that's going to be really beneficial for you. And then this week, for attending, I'm going to give you some information on Friday about how you can get a copy of my SEO friendly blog post guide. I'm also going to talk to you a little bit throughout the week and then more on Friday about simple SEO content. You know, that is my course that I teach small business owners just like you all about SEO and content. We put together your plan and we get your websites optimized, and it's a step-by-step process. So I am going to talk about that a little bit this week, just so you're aware. But it's fun. It's a great class. If you're ready to join me, I'd love to have you join me in there. If it's not the right time for you, I understand that as well. So I want to take a second. Most of you know me because this is an organic marketing launch. So there were no ads for this one. This was all people who get the emails, people who listen to the podcast, people who follow on social. So this is organic marketing working right now, you guys. That's exactly what this class is based on. So I'm Rachel. I have been in digital marketing for a little over 20 years. I hate admitting that because it does age me, but it's the truth. I've worked for marketing agencies, franchise organizations, nonprofits. My last role in the corporate world was as the senior director of SEO and content marketing for a New York City-based ad agency where I worked with Fortune 500 companies. Most of them were e-commerce retailers. If you have bought something to decorate your home, you've bought an expensive handbag or purse, you've bought Maybe you're in the Midwest and you're freezing today and you've bought a nice, really good quality, heavy duty winter coat. You probably bought from the clients that I worked with, and I helped make sure that they were ranking at the top of Google so that you could find them easily. And now that's exactly what I teach you to do is I take all the things that I learned over a 22-year career and I teach that to you so that you know how to do it and use it for your business. So you'll find me all over. I write for Search Engine Land. I speak at conferences. I was named one of the top content marketing influencers in the world. I like to stay atop of what's going on, even though I'm no longer in the corporate world, because I want to make sure that I'm continuing to teach you the latest and greatest and most up-to-date information, because things have changed in the last year or so with Google and the algorithm, especially with AI content coming in. So I really want to make sure that I stay on top of all of that. So I spent 14 years building a career and climbing the corporate ladder. I started out my very first job, even before I graduated college, was as a marketing assistant for a local restaurant. So I worked a couple days a week for $10 an hour doing marketing for the restaurant. And then I worked my way up over the course of many years to a six-figure role where I traveled all the time and was in and out of meetings and on Madison Avenue. And it was amazing and super fun and awesome. However, I traveled a ton and I missed out on a lot of things. And we had our son. I was kind of an older mom. I got married in 2014 and had my son in 2015, shortly before my 40th birthday. So I wanted to enjoy all of that experience with him, and I really couldn't make it work in the agency world. And the agency that I worked for ended up selling to an investment firm, and they laid me off in November of 16. And at the time, I thought it was going to be the worst thing. I was devastated because six figures is a lot of money to take out of the family budget. I'm going to be super honest. It was scary in that moment, but it ended up being a blessing because I started my entrepreneurial journey in 2017. So I've been doing this and running Etched full time since April of 17. Just shortly before this little guy turned 2, he's now 8, turning 9 this spring. And I get to do this. I get to work with you. I work one-on-one with clients. I do SEO consulting and coaching, and I also teach the SEO training courses. I'm working on some email training courses and marketing training courses, lots of things to really help you grow. So however you want to work together, I've got options for you. And I love it because it allows me to work about 4 days a week. It allows me the flexibility to be able to chaperone the field trips, which he's at the age that he still loves that. But I also get to continue the career that I love and stay present and be part of everything that's going on within the industry. So it's absolutely the best of both worlds. So I want to talk real quick about 3 kind of hard truths about SEO. Let's just get it out there, okay? Truth number 1 is that learning SEO is going to take longer than you want because we all want it to be immediate, easy, just tell me exactly what to do. So I try to make it as easy for you, as streamlined as possible, and I try to make it step by step so that you get results the first time. When you try to piece this together and do it all on your own, and you're listening to the blog, you're reading the blog and listening to the podcast, you don't get all the details that you get when you take a course. So I just want to put it out there. Generally, if you've tried SEO before and you haven't had results, it's not your fault. It's that you don't know something that you really need to know. Taking a course or working one-on-one with a coach or a consultant is going to make it work a lot easier for you. It is going to take a little time, but we're going to walk through it together and make sure that you know what to do. Anyone relate? Are there like 10 other things you'd rather be doing right now than attending an SEO class? Are you thinking of all the other things that you wish you could be doing? Because I get it. SEO isn't sexy. It's not the exciting thing that you're like, ooh, shiny object, I want to do this. It tends to be something that we feel like we have to do because we know it makes a difference. And so I'm hoping to help shift your mindset a little bit this week and help you to see the benefit and the possibility that SEO presents for your business because it's going to make a huge difference for you. And then truth number 3 is without SEO, you are always going to struggle to generate consistent website traffic caveat here, unless you have a huge budget for ads and you just want to do ads. If you only want to do ads and you can invest thousands of dollars a month in ads, you don't need to take this class. But if you're looking to build your business using organic marketing channels, the free channels, then you really need to be here this week. And then ideally join me in Simple SEO Content so we can do the deep dive and I can really hold your hand and walk you through all of it, because SEO is your path to consistent traffic and consistent revenue in your business. I know it is, and I can show you how I have built my business using the exact channels that I'm going to teach you about. So you, my friend, are you on a mission to create a business that gives you the freedom to do what you love while earning a great income? The freedom to take a trip, to be able to have time freedom or schedule freedom or flexibility. You probably are. I know I am. I want to be able to chaperone the third grade field trip, and I want my business to be able to support that. And I want that for you as well, my friend. So I want you to think for a second about your business. Where is it going to take you? Because SEO is the path. This is going to help you get it all worked out. So I want you to just think for a minute about, what do you daydream about as far as your business is concerned in your life? What do you see your ideal work week looking like 5 years from now? Do you work 3 days a week? Do you work 5 days a week? Do you work 10 hours a week? What would be ideal? How are you going to get there? What marketing channel is going to help you get there? And what role is your website going to play in your business's growth? Because I know that SEO is the path. Organic marketing can get you there and can help you to truly grow your business, because you can get to the point where it's easy for people to find you on Google. You will know that the work that you're putting in is paying off, and you can easily get to 1,000 or more free visits each month from Google by doing what I'm going to teach you to do this week. All right, so let's jump right in. Day one, SEO and content marketing belong together. So I really want to make sure that you take notes on this and you understand this. If you're doing SEO, but you don't have a content strategy, you don't have a blog, you're not going to get the same results. And if you have a website or a blog, but you've not optimized it properly, you're missing out on traffic. You're not going to get the same results. So you really need both of them together. They are designed to work together. So I'm going to go through a super quick quiz for you. I've got a couple of questions here I'm going to publish. So have you tried to do SEO before? Just let me know. Have you tried it? Yes or no? Okay, great. Thank you so much. I've got some responses coming in. I'm going to leave that up for a second. Then we're going to go on to the next question. Did you get results? So let me close that one and I'll pull up this one. Did SEO work for you when you tried it? So yes, not really, or I'm not sure. Okay. So this is what I was really truly expecting. And I want you, those of you who've tried it before, you didn't get results, or you're not sure because you don't really know how to interpret the data, I want you to release any feelings of frustration or shame that you may have around this. This is not your fault. This is what happens when you try to learn about SEO on your own, because it can feel confusing. There can be information that contradicts. You read one blog post and you feel like, yeah, I'm confident, I'm going to do this. And then you go try to do it and you read another blog post and it says, no, don't do that. And Google has made some changes. The way that we need to do it is a little different. So it's okay. I'm going to go ahead and close that one. I've got a couple more for you real quick. All right. Do you know how your website ranks for the keywords that are the most important to your business right now? Have you looked? Are you able to find out? Do you know how to look? Okay, we don't. This is great because this is part of what we talk about inside Simple SEO Content. I teach you how to know all of this. So this is super helpful for me for today. I really appreciate you taking the time to answer these questions. All right, we're getting close to the end. Do you have a blog? Right? Yes or no? Do you have a blog? And then we're going to talk. Good. I see a lot of blogs. That's fantastic. Okay. That excites me because a blog is a big part of this as far as really getting success for you for your website. And now, I don't have a poll on here. You can comment if you want, but do you know what to write about to get traffic from your blog? So just in the chat, yes or no. I always know what to write about, or no, I'm not quite sure. No. Okay. Generally. So this is really good as well, because this is part of why we want to use SEO and content together. And we're going to talk about that. We want SEO to be our foundation of our content strategy, so that we're writing content pieces, we're writing blog posts that are going to get results, that are going to help us get traffic, because there is no point in writing a blog post that nobody's going to read. Anybody ever feel like you've written a blog post and the only person who was ever going to read it was your mom or your best friend? You're pretty sure they're the only people who ever read it. I know I felt that way in the beginning. I'm pretty sure that they were the only people who were looking at it. Today it's gotten better, but in those early years it was hard. So we're going to go back over here. All right. How much organic traffic does your website get each month from Google? If you know, if you're not sure, then go ahead and just say, I don't know. But are you getting lots of traffic, not a lot, or you're not sure? Okay, you, my friend, you are in the right place. This is the class for you, because this is all about how we're going to use SEO. And I'm going to teach you a lot this week. We're going to learn about why it matters. We're going to learn about keywords. The keywords are probably where you're making mistakes if you've tried it before and you haven't had results. Thursday, I'm going to walk you through what to do on your website. And I see a lot of issues there too when we're trying to DIY it. So we're going to walk through and we're going to look at what it's supposed to look like. And then Friday, I'm going to review your sites with you. And then if you're ready, you can join me in Simple SEO Content. I see something in the chat. I want to make sure I've got everything. You don't have a website yet. You just have social media. You are in a great spot, because as you build out your website, you can build it with SEO in mind, which is going to help you to start with the right foundation, which will get you moving faster. Anybody want more traffic than they're getting from Google right now? More organic traffic? Just tell me in the chat, yes or no. I'm going to guess that everybody's going to be a yes on that one. Yeah, exactly. Right? Nobody's going to be like, nah, I'm good. I don't need more free traffic. What are you talking about, crazy girl? So let's talk about the path to free organic traffic from Google. Can I share all my secrets that I've learned over the last 15 years doing this for clients and teaching students and helping? Because I'd like to walk you through this so that you start to learn, because SEO can be your path to 1,000 or more monthly visits from Google. How does 1,000 visits from Google each month, 1,000 potential customers who are finding you for free, how does that sound to you? Does that sound good to anybody? That's more than 10,000 a year. That's 12,000 visits a year. Just give me a thumbs up or a heart or whatever you can give me. I can't remember what my options are on here, or just a yes in the notes. All right. So no matter where you are today, you've got that site you haven't started, you are brand new, you've tried and you didn't get results. None of that matters, because you can do this and I can show you how, because I've done this forever, my friends. I'm going to teach you, I'm going to show you, and I'm going to walk you through it, and we're going to do it together. Okay. So SEO is your path to more traffic. It's also your path to more sales. If we can bring 1,000 visits a month, and we're going to target 1,000 visits a month, because that's a very realistic goal for us. If we take our blog posts that we're already creating, you already have blogs. Yeah, I'm not even saying you got to start something fresh. A couple of you still need a blog, but most of you have one. We're going to take the blog posts that you're already creating. We're just going to tweak your process a little bit. We're going to insert some SEO in there. We're going to make sure that we are choosing blog topics that have search demand, and we are titling them in a way that we're targeting keywords that our website can rank for. And I'm going to talk a whole lot about that tomorrow. Okay. So we're not adding a bunch of new work to your already busy plate and already busy workload. Anybody here a little busy between family responsibilities and work and business and everything else, right? Nobody's got time to do something that's going to take a lot of extra time. So I want to show you how to get better results for the time you're already investing. So if we can get 1,000 visits a month to those blog posts that you're already writing, that's 12,000 visits a year. If we have a 5% conversion, which is pretty standard on a website, that could be 600 new customers a year. Anybody want 600 new customers a year? That's 50 new customers a month. Sound good to anybody? And then if we take that and we think, what if we have $100 average order value? And I pick 100 because it's a fairly easy, fairly low number. And it's also really easy to do the math on because I'm going to be super honest. Math is not my favorite subject. I have a degree in journalism and a MBA with a focus in marketing. I did not take any advanced math classes beyond what I had to get to graduate. So I like nice round numbers. So we're going to say we have $100 average order value. That could be $60,000 in revenue with no ad spend. That means that revenue is a higher profit margin for you because you didn't have to pay for it. Now, if you have $1,000 average order value, or maybe you're a realtor and you're earning 1,000, and let's be real, $1,000 is not the commission a realtor is earning for selling a home. You're earning significantly more than that. But let's say you sell a course, you sell a coaching program, you are a realtor, you have $1,000 average order value. You could now be making 600,000 from those blog posts. Did SEO and the thought of blogging just suddenly kind of explode in your mind as, wow, this has a lot more opportunity than I realized? Let me know in the comments if you're kind of having that aha moment of, oh my gosh. So SEO is the path to more sales. It's the path to more revenue, and it is the path to more money in your pocket because we're not paying for ads. We can make up the amount of traffic we would get with ads. I have a reporting tool that I use for myself and my clients, and I can show each month how much we would have had to spend on ads to generate the amount of traffic that we got for free from Google. It tends to be between $3,000 and $7,000 a month in free traffic that we're getting that we would have had to spend that money for ads from Google. So huge. Yeah, absolutely huge opportunity for you. You're going to get started with this week, and we're going to go through it. There are different ways of earning money from blogs. I'll go through, keep adding your questions, and I will come back and kind of respond to them as we get through the training. All right. So we're going to get there with SEO and content working together. So let's just start super quick. What is SEO? So SEO is search engine optimization. It is a process that you go through on your website or your blog to make it easier for Google to understand the content. So SEO is critical. If you want Google to understand your website and you want Google to show it to people, then you have to do SEO and you have to do it properly, because Google is less likely to show your website if it's not properly optimized, because they don't truly understand what it's about. SEO elements, and we're going to talk all about what those are on Thursday. Your SEO elements are specific places that Google looks on your website to understand what your page is about. And you optimize, you do SEO on every single page of your website using a different keyword. And we're going to talk about that tomorrow, why we use different keywords and how we do all of this. So your SEO, when you do it right, it is going to drive targeted, relevant traffic from Google, because Google gets to know you. They like you, they trust you, they see that people understand your website, that you are a good answer for this question, and they're more likely to send them to you. So you partner with Google. You say, hi, Google, this is what my website is about. This is the kind of content that I create. These are the people that I help, all by doing SEO. And Google goes, oh, I've been to this site. I know what it's about. I know that it's a good one. And I'm going to show it to the person who searches for this information the next time. And then your content builds your like, know, and trust, and your authority and loyalty with those visitors. So you want to have both of them. Yes, Michelle, there will be a replay. I will send an email. I think it's scheduled to go at about 1 o'clock my time. So it'll go in a couple hours this afternoon so you can watch the rest of it. Drive safe. Oh, tomorrow. Yes, there will be the replay. Same thing. It'll come out tomorrow. All right. So SEO is going to drive traffic from people who are searching for information related to your business. your content is going to then help nurture those people once we get them to your site. So we want to have both. Remember, I said we got to have both to be able to get the results. So why do you need SEO? Well, you're probably starting to understand a little bit of that. The websites that don't have SEO are not going to rank as high on Google because Google doesn't really understand. They don't really trust them. Google wants you to go through this process. SEO, let's be honest, I know a lot of people are like, they put SEO kind of at the bottom of the list. I'm going to create my website and then I'm going to optimize it. And it's not just entrepreneurs. You guys, I saw this happen in the corporate world all the time. Big, giant brands would be planning a website relaunch and they'd be like, yeah, we'll deal with SEO later. And then they would go to launch. They wouldn't have the SEO in place and everything would tank. And then they'd panic. And it's like, we need you to do this right now. And it's like, guys, we've been telling you for 6 months, you've got to do this. So I want you to make sure you understand you've got to do this. There's no point in putting out a website that's not optimized because you're not going to rank high and you're not going to get traffic. And we're going to talk about that in just a moment. This is a sobering statistic, okay? 90% of all website pages, all pages on Google, all across the world, get zero organic, zero search, zero SEO traffic. 90%. Now, that can feel scary, or it can, if you flip it, it can be a huge opportunity. That tells me that 10% of the website pages get all the organic traffic, which tells me if I can learn how to do SEO, I can be part of that coveted top 10%. Anybody want to be part of that coveted top 10%? Because even in the most crazy, busy, competitive niche, and some of you are in very competitive niches, even in the craziest, busiest, most competitive niche, there are people not doing SEO, which means if you do it, you give yourself a competitive advantage and you can start getting more of the traffic. And we're going to talk a lot about that later in the week and really how we scale with SEO and what we do when we're in a super competitive niche. 99.7% of searchers are only ever going to view page 1 on Google search results. So think about your own search habits. If you go to Google and you search something, do you click on the listings at the top of the page or do you click and keep going to page 2, 3, 4? Most of us, 99.7, that's like practically everybody, only ever clicks on the listings that are on page 1. So I have to help you, show you how to get to page 1 so that you can get more traffic. And there are several strategies that we use to get to page 1. And we're going to talk about the keywords tomorrow, and we're going to talk about how we use them on Thursday. So 60% of all searchers are going to click those websites that land in positions 1, 2, or 3. So ideally, you want to be in 1, 2, or 3. Overall, we just need to make sure we're on page 1 to get traffic. You are not going to get in positions 1, 2, or 3 without doing SEO in almost any circumstance. Okay, you have to do SEO if you want to rank at the top of the page, and you want to rank at the top of the page because that's where the traffic is going to go to. So now let's talk for a second about content marketing. Anybody familiar with the term content marketing? I know it's become kind of a buzz the last couple of years. Content marketing is great. It is super powerful. It is a fantastic way to connect with your customer and to provide value and to anticipate what they're going to need and really become that resource for them. I have worked in content marketing since 2010, and I have a journalism degree. So this goes way back for me. I was, one of the editors of the yearbook in high school. I was on the newspaper staff in college. I've been a journalism nerd through and through, hardcore, for a long time. So I love that content marketing has become such a big thing because it took my journalism degree that wasn't worth a whole lot in 2000. And by 2010, it was sought after because Google was saying you need better quality content. And everybody's like, how do we get that? And they're like, hire journalists. And suddenly that journalism degree that didn't bring in much income in 2000 was worth 6 figures by the 2010s. So you want to make sure that you're using content and creating great content. We're going to talk a little bit on Thursday about what exactly great content is according to Google's most recent updates and algorithms so that you really understand what type of content you should be creating for your blog. And we're really going to focus on blog content because as small business owners, especially in competitive niches, blog content is what's going to make the biggest difference for us getting traffic to our website. So you need content because it's going to nurture those visitors. So remember, Google's going to bring them in for the first time through SEO, but you have to connect with them. You have to provide value and you have to give them a reason to come back. Once they're coming to your website, as long as there's something of value there, you have a better chance of turning that visitor into a buyer. It helps you to connect. So think about my website. If you were searching for something and you went to the website, hopefully you found a blog post that was really helpful, that gave you some insight and some information and maybe taught you something, or maybe you found the podcast on Apple Podcasts or someone else, but you searched because you needed something. And hopefully that's what I delivered. And that's why you're here this week trying to learn more on how to do this for your business. So 55% of consumers say that they actually rely on content more today than they did even a year ago. So we've been watching this phenomenon within the digital marketing world for probably 10 or 12 years now. We're at a point of what is being deemed self-serve content. Most people don't want to pick up their phone. They don't want to have to call. They don't want to have to talk to somebody to ask a question because they're afraid of a high pressure sales pitch. Nobody wants that. So they want to be able to get as much information as possible and really get to the point of making a decision before picking up the phone or sending an email. They really want as much as possible off your website. So that's what we work on, is creating that content that's going to help them move their way through the sales funnel and really go from being just that very first entry where they're just starting to learn about it, they're just curious, to the point where they're like, you are who I want to work with. You are what I need to do. So SEO is going to build your traffic. Content is going to keep it engaged and coming back. So that's the most important thing. I want you to understand the importance of those two. Now I want to talk for just a second about SEO versus social media, because I know social media, anybody here do social media for their business? Let me know in the comments. Do you do it? Are you excited by it? I personally put in very little effort with social media because I see a much better return through what I do on SEO and the podcast. So my social, I still give you tips. I still do it. I still post, but I'm not the best at it. I'm not spending hours creating really super cool reels, though I do appreciate people who do those because they are entertaining. And my little guy refers to them as funny videos, and he likes to sit with mom and watch funny videos. Or we're really obsessed with cake decorating, and I'm suddenly back into sourdough. So my feed is full of cake decorating and sourdough videos. But SEO is going to drive 1,000% more traffic than your organic social media. 1,000% more. Okay. Yeah. Light bulb moment right there. So social media can be really good because it can help you reach, it can help you connect, it can help you all of that, but it doesn't connect with as many people as your SEO does. So what I teach my students to do is to have their blog as their base core piece of content and then repurpose it all across the different social media channels using bits and pieces out of it. So that's really what we do, so that we're not creating more, we're just being more strategic with what we're creating. And I teach you how to do that. I teach you how to put together the calendar, all of that inside of simple SEO content. I can't teach all of it this week just because we would be here for 6 hours a day if I tried to teach you everything that I know about this. But I do teach you all of that in the class. So your average social media reach, anybody else experience this where like you do a reel, you spend time, you create this great reel and like 12 people see it? 2.2% of your followers on average will see what you post on Instagram, 5% on Facebook and Pinterest. So social media, you just, unless you're paying at this point, you're not going to be seen even by the people who have said, I want to see what this person is sharing. I like them. I want to follow them. 98 out of 100 are not going to see what you post. But if we can get you optimized and doing SEO on your blog and your website, we can turn this around drastically for you. The average number one keyword gets 34% of all the searches for that term. So meaning if you have a keyword, let's just pretend, because I've got my phone in front of me, glitter phone case. You and I are never going to rank for the word glitter phone case. Don't worry about it. I'll explain to you why tomorrow. It's a terrible keyword for us, but we're going to use it as the example because it's going to make it easy to understand. So let's say glitter phone case is what I'm trying to rank for. And so I write this great blog post about the benefits of having a glitter phone case, especially if you're a girly girl, whatever. And I put links into that post. And I get that post to rank to position number 1. And this is going to go back to one of the questions about how can I make money with my blog. So now I'm ranking in position number 1 for glitter phone case. And I have this fantastic blog post all about glitter phone cases. And I sell glitter phone cases. And I have shown my glitter phone cases in there. And I've linked to them. I'm going to have people click through, read my blog post, and ultimately buy my glitter phone cases simply because I was able to rank in position number 1 for that term. Now, what we want to think about as we're doing this is we really want to think about tying, and we're going to talk more about this on Thursday, but making sure that we are tying the content that we're creating to our business so that the traffic that we're generating is very relevant to our products or services. That's the only way you're going to make money doing this. We got to be super strategic, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So the other thing I want you to think about is average lifespan. So social media posts, we know the lifespan is like the lifespan of a gnat, okay? You got a few minutes on TikTok, maybe 24 hours for Facebook and Instagram, 48 for regular Instagram feed, 30 days on YouTube. And then Pinterest is touted as this social media darling because you get about 3.5 months lifespan on that. Your rankings for Google are going to last because you can rank number 1 for a keyword for years. I have blog posts that I wrote in 2017, back in the very beginning when I had first been laid off and was first trying to decide. I spent probably 6 months trying to decide if I was going back to corporate, interviewing for jobs, trying to find something that allowed a little flexibility. Pre-COVID days, so even asking to work 7 to 4 so I could get my son at daycare at a decent hour was like asking a lot back in that day. Now people are like, I haven't been in the office in 3 years, but this was pre-COVID, you guys. So I was writing the blog post trying to determine what I was doing. And in April, we decided I was doing it full time. Those blog posts that I wrote back there when nobody was reading anything because I had a brand new site, nobody knew who I was, they still drive traffic to me every single month in 2024. So your SEO work can go on and on and on. And there's a potential that some of those blog posts that you've already written just need to be updated or refreshed or optimized. And they can be some of our quick and easy wins that can get you some traffic coming faster. And I have a whole module inside Simple SEO content because that's not something I can dig into here, but I have an entire module that teaches you how to prioritize those older posts and which ones to address and what to do to start to get that push ahead of time. So for tonight, I have a 5-minute brainstorm that I want you to do. And I want you to grab some Post-it notes if you have them. If you don't, just grab a legal sheet or whatever. I'm old school. I like pen and paper, but grab something to write with. And I want you to brainstorm about your ideal customer, the person that you help. What type topics are they interested in? What questions might they have? What are they searching for? What do they want to know about? And I want you to just brainstorm for like 5 minutes. How could you help them? What are 5 or 10, if you get 20, awesome. What are some content topics that you could come up with in a 5-minute brainstorm that you might be able to use for your blog to then start going through the SEO process? And we're going to talk more tomorrow about the keywords and then what we do and all of that over the course of the week. But for tonight, I just want you to start brainstorming. And then your homework is to take your favorite topic. You only have to pick one, your favorite topic. And then I want you to think of 2 or 3 keywords that you might want to target for the SEO on that post. And I want you to do this. And I want you to know there's no wrong or right answer. There's no good or bad. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about that post and those keywords. And then we're going to go through the training so that you can see if you're on the right track or not. Most times, people's initial thoughts of the keywords are not going to be ones that are going to work. And that's where we really have to shift our mindset and how we approach this. And that's why, if you've done it before and you haven't had results, there's a good chance it's because of something related to the keywords. And we're going to talk all about that tomorrow. The other thing I want you to think about is 2 to 3 keywords that you could use for your website's homepage, like 2 to 3 things that really talk about your business and how you help people, and just brainstorm keywords. Like I said, there's no wrong or right answer. There's nothing like that. But I want you to think about it so that when we come in tomorrow, you are ready. So I'm going to go back and see. I know there were a couple questions. That's the end of the lesson for today. If you have questions, put them in there. I'm going to go through the chat. I want to thank you so much for joining me today. You're going to get an email from me tomorrow morning with the link to join tomorrow's training session. So each day you're going to get a new link. You click on that. The link from today will not work. It's a weird setup with the system. I will not do it this way again. But you'll get a new link. Use that one. Be here, same time, same place, same bat channel, same bat time. We're going to talk about SEO keywords. I'm going to go through and look at the notes. So Michelle said she doesn't have a website yet, just the social media. Perfect, because now you can build your website with your SEO in mind, and it can actually make it a lot easier. How do you earn money from blogs? So also Michelle, so great question. There are several things that we can do. So when you're blogging, you can build your traffic using SEO and get to the point that you can then monetize. You can do like ads on your blog if you want. You can also make sure that your blog posts feature your products or services. You can also use your blog posts to drive traffic to get people on your email list by offering them your freebie or your opt-in. So there's a lot of ways that you can actually drive quite a bit of revenue through a blog. So really great question, Michelle. Mostly LinkedIn. We can do a lot of what we're doing here, Esther, on LinkedIn as well. So whatever social media channel you're on, what I teach you is going to be able to be used on those other channels, just following their best practices. I use my blog generally as my core piece of content. I use it as my outline for my podcast episode. The podcast is recorded and uploaded to YouTube, and then I cut quick clips for Facebook and Instagram. And then I also generally, sometimes, not always, depending on bandwidth, upload to Pinterest as well. It's one of those things, you guys, anybody ever feel like you don't have time to do the content repurposing everywhere? So I'm still working on it. All right, Sabrina, you've got a question. How many words should the keywords be? And is there a certain number or less that the keyword should be? So we're going to talk a lot about this tomorrow. And I know, Sabrina, you've been working, because you messaged me, I know you've been working on the new website and following the social and the podcast and the blog. What we're going to look at are longer tail keywords in most instances, probably 3 to 5 terms. There really isn't a limit, but what we really want to look for is to make sure their search volume, it is the keyword that our ideal customer is using, and we have a good chance of ranking for it. We're going to go through all of that on tomorrow's lesson. So make sure you're here, or if you're not able to join live, make sure you watch the replay, because the SEO keywords are where most people make the majority of their mistakes. So much. Esther, I'm so glad that you're joining from Spain. Yeah, please do let your colleagues know about it, because they can still log in and still sign up and get the replay for today's session and be able to watch everything. All right, if you have any questions, make sure you're in the student group. You can ask them. There's going to be a homework prompt and things like that. So ask for those questions, ask your questions in there. I'll be looking at it and following up through the day, and I will see you here tomorrow. Have such a wonderful day, and thank you for spending some time with me here this morning. Bye for now.